Let's have a look at how easy it is to create minutes. From your main landing page, all you're going to do is just click on minutes at the top. You remember that this menu will never disappear, so you'll never get lost. At the top, if you want to create a new minutes, you'll always refer to the orange bar and just click on the new minutes link over there. You will also see a list of all your minutes that you've done during the year. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to click on new minutes and we're going to complete the screen, and it's going to take us 5 seconds. You probably already did a minute or created a minute with this title. If you did, you will literally just select it like I'm doing now. Or what you're going to do is you're just going to type your new minute title at the top. Your meeting date, so let's say this was for last week Friday, and then your meeting venue, you're just going to select a meeting venue from your drop down, or again, if you have not yet had a meeting at that particular venue, you can just type it in here. AgendaWorx is very clever. Once you've typed it in here, it will automatically add it for you to the drop down list into the future, and you can just select it. All right, then we're going to assign a user group. There are a few dummy user groups. I'm assigning that group. And then I'm just going to say save and load content. On this screen, you're going to select your minutes or your agenda that you want to copy the items from. Because we're creating minutes, we'll probably want to copy the first few items from our previous minutes, such as the welcome and the apologies, because those items are really very similar between minutes. And then we're going to copy the rest of the items from your agenda, because those are the items that are discussions and that we want to include in our minutes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to copy from our previous set of minutes only the first 3 items. So I'm going to look for my minutes, and I can see it's a 3 June one. So they start with agenda sorted according to date from the latest to the last date, and then we're going to start with our minutes, which is then from the 5th, 3rd, 13th May, etc. And I want to copy from this minutes because it's a very similar meeting. And the only thing that I want to copy is my welcome, my apologies, my approval of minutes. And then I don't want to copy by new matters, and I want to only copy the first few items. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say copy. I'm not going to say copy and preview on the front end, because again, I want to copy some of the items, these items from my actual agenda. So I'm going to say copy, and now my minutes have standard minutes in with standard minute content that came from a previous minutes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on copy main items at the top. And now I'm going to copy items from my agenda. So I want to copy from this agenda, which is the actual meeting on the 7th of June that we are doing the minutes for. And I'm just going to say a flower arrangement committee meeting. And now you can see AgendaWorx is very clever. It sees that I already have a welcome, apologies, and approval of the minutes. So what it's going to do is it's only going to copy those items for me. And I'm going to show you a clever trick here. We can copy approval of the minutes for 14 March because that is actually the date of our minutes. So if we wanted to, we can just copy the date there, or I can just copy the date here and say Control C. And then when I get to my approval of minutes, your date might be wrong because you copied it from a previous minutes, and you can just quickly change the date. All right, so now I have those items over there. And let's say I don't want the closing, because the closing will be a standard item that I somehow want to grab from a previous minute. So I'm just going to select the things coming from the agenda, and I'm going to say copy. And you can see it added it there for me. So this is coming from my minutes. This is coming from my agenda. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say copy main items again. And here I'm going to copy from my previous minutes, which is that one. And I'm going to copy my closing. And can you see how clever AgendaWorx is? It's telling me, oh my word, you already have all of those items. And now all you need to do is copy the closing. And now I'm going to say copy and preview on front end. All right, so here's my agenda or my minutes now, and what you will see is here is my standard content. Remember that I copied from my previous minutes, so it says the chairperson opened the meeting and welcomed everyone present, done and dusted. Item number 2, my apologies. There were no apologies to record and all participants were present, confirming a quorum, done and dusted. Then my approval of my minutes. approval of my minutes. The attendees approved the minutes of the previous meeting. And if I wanted to change the date here, let's assume this date might have been wrong. All I'll do is I'll literally just click there. Remember, I copied that date, and I'm just going to say Control V, and I just pasted that date over there. All right, so in this way, you now have your items, and you can now, if you want to, upload your minutes and then pull those items in for the new matters if that is what you wanted to do. However, that is a different video. What I want to show you now is if you just want to do your minutes using AI and using voice recording, you don't want to upload your minutes. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to new matters, and remember this is agenda content that came across. So the agenda content says the committee needs to decide whether they want to use a fake flower arrangement in the foyer or fresh flowers, and they noted the cost. So all I'm going to do, I'm not going to change this. I'm just going to say what the meeting decided to do. So I'm going to record that over here, because remember on AgendaWorx we talk, we don't type, because it's faster. And don't worry about making mistakes using poor grammar. I'll do that for you now so that you can see the AI will fix it for you before you even add it to your minute item. So I'm just going to click on record audio. At the meeting, the attendees voted on whether they wanted to have a fake flower arrangement or a real flower arrangement. There were a lot of important considerations, such as fake flowers will last longer, but fresh flowers will give a nice fresh feeling to the committee or to the foyer. And the committee then voted and decided that they choose the fake flower arrangement. So you can, this is typically me thinking whilst I'm talking. I'm not saying a perfect sentence. I'm making some mistakes. And, you don't want that in your minutes exactly like that. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on transcribe at the bottom. And I'm going to display the transcription. Now, AgendaWorx is very clever here. It's going to show you my exact text that I transcribe with the punctuation and everything already in there. So you can see at the meeting, the attendees voted on whether they wanted to have fake flower arrangement or real flower arrangement. It already added the full stop there for me. There were a lot of important considerations. Right next to that, it shows me what ChatGPT proposes I add to my minutes. So at the meeting, the attendees voted on whether they wanted to have fake flower arrangement or real flower arrangement. There were a lot of important considerations, such as fake flowers will last longer, but fresh flowers will give a nice fresh feeling to the, all right, you can see it kept that to the committee. I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to delete those 3 words. And the committee then voted and decided that they choose their fake flower arrangement. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on this one, save grammar checked to text. And what it did, it added that in there for me. But now remember, I'm doing minutes, né? So this is still my agenda content, and that is still my minute content. Okay, so the next item, the board evaluation, is what happened here is everybody had to take this board evaluation. This is my agenda content coming in there. So now I'm going to do another recording, and I'm just going to say, at the meeting, the chairperson confirmed that everyone had taken the board evaluation on AgendaWorx, and everybody was very comfortable with the process, and they viewed the results. And you can, I added a lot of and ahs there. So let's see if ChatGPT will catch that. And I'm going to say this. Process, and you can see it removed all my and ahs for me automatically. If I made any tense issues, this would have fixed it already. So all of that is there. Then I click save grammar checks to item. You can decide to keep your own recording. Then you'll click save text here. Let me just show you. So if you decide to choose it, just click on save text as is to item if you want to have that one in here. All right, so here's my content for my agenda. This is a very short meeting and short minute. So what I'm going to do now I want to start to edit it. So I'm going to click on edit full minute. I'm going to ignore upload minutes because that's a different video. We didn't want to go that route. So I'm going to click on edit full minutes. Now what I'm seeing is a little word editor at the top of every single item. It's super easy for me to change stuff. This comes from my previous meeting And this is already fine. That is how I want it. This one is fine. There were no apologies. There's a quorum. The attendees approved the minutes of the previous meeting. This I want to take out because remember, I actually want it in here because this is still agenda content that says the minutes of the meeting is attached for consideration. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight it, press Control X to cut it. I'm going to just highlight it, press Control V to paste. So the standard Word editor shortcuts, and I'm just going to click save item to text over there. You can see it says item text save and save item to text over here, and you can see the date is correct because remember I added that already. All right, so here's my new flower arrangement, and now what I can do is I can make any edit. So I wanted to take out and the committee then voted and decided that they choose no okay, yeah, to the committee and the foyer. But for our purposes today, I'm just going to leave it because I want to see what the AI is going to do with it. So let's leave it there. I'm not going to make any changes here. So again, agenda content, minutes content, and then see there being no further business, the chairperson closed the meeting. All right, and that again comes from my minutes. So I just need to work on my 2 agenda items. I'm going to scroll all the way to the top, and I'm going to click on Use AI. The AI for the moment is free, but there will be a token cost into the future. It's really, really super cheap. To create a whole 2-hour minute is between 3 and 6 Rand. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to say leave the site. This is your browser talking to you. It is not AgendaWorx talking to you. So you can say yes, leave, because you've saved all your changes at the bottom. And now we're going to ask AI to do things for us. So it already knows you're on the minute screen. So this is our standard AI instruction, and it says please professionally rewrite the following paragraph as if you are reporting back on what happened at the meeting. So I'm gonna just copy that into this one, and you can see there it is, and I'm gonna say use this AI instruction. All right, so let's have a look here now. So now what I'm going to do, this is already minutes. I'm going to scroll down to my agenda where I have agenda content and then I have minute content. And I'm just going to click on apply AI instruction to item text. There we go. All right. So now what it does sometimes is it might change your rands or your currency to pounds because I asked it to convert it to UK English. Even though we tell it don't do that, it does do that sometimes, but it's very easy. I'm just changing it. This is just a word interface. So it says during the meeting, the committee debated the option of using either fake or fresh flower arrangements in the foyer. Can you see how much better the sentence is than the one that I recorded? It was noted that fresh flowers would incur weekly cost. Okay, that is a little bit, there's my pound again. I'm just changing that. Whereas a one-time cost of 4,500 would be required for fake flowers, which might need replacing annually. The attendees discussed important factors such as longevity. Can you see the grammar is just so much better than mine? And what is interesting here, can you see it grabbed that out of my agenda content? Yeah, remember, this was not part of my minute content, the cost. It grabbed that out of the agenda. So it's really nice in the way that it does it. The attendees discussed important factors such as longevity of fake flowers versus the fresh feeling provided by real flowers. Do you see my committee error that I made in there? It already fixed it for me. After careful consideration, the committee ultimately vote in favor of implementing a fake flower arrangement in the foyer. All right, beautiful. I want to keep it just like that. So I'm going to say save, and there it is. Okay. We're going to go to the next item. Again, here's my content for my agenda. There's my content that I just recorded for my minutes. And I'm going to say apply AI instruction to item text, and let's see what it did. During the meeting, the committee members were instructed to fill out the board evaluation for 2000 on the AgendaWorx website. This marked the first instance of the board conducting the evaluation online. In the case of any queries, committee members were advised to reach out to Zanele. Can you see how it converted that agenda content for me into past tense already? It was agreed by the board that the board evaluation would be postponed until after the trustee election. The chairperson acknowledged that all members had successfully submitted their board evaluation, with everyone expressing satisfaction with the online process. The results of the evaluation were reviewed during the meeting. So yeah, what I can do, I just want to show you something. So if you decided, no, oh my word, what the AI did here is not going to work for me, I would rather do it myself. You can just click here, click to revert to original text. Okay, you can't undo this. You can just click to revert to original text, and it gives you the original text here. Something else I want to show you. Remember that AI is trained that it must not give the exact same response on the exact same prompt every time, because it wants to make sure that if you have a sentence and somebody else has a sentence, that you will get slightly different sentences. So if I run the AI instruction, it might be slightly different. So we're tasked to fill out the board evaluation on the website. Do you see this? The evaluation is fully online, making the board's first experience with an online evaluation. Can you see that the sentence is slightly different? So you can do that if you want to. Or, for instance, here I want to say during the meeting it was announced that I want to take out. I want to say before the meeting, or you can say prior to the meeting it was announced that committee members. So I'm going to say before the meeting, I'm going to take out committee members were requested. I like requested to fill out the board evaluation for 2 on the AgendaWorx website. This evaluation is fully online. And then the chairperson verified. I want to put an enter there and that everyone is satisfied. And again, this is a standard Word interface. So you can bold, italics, underline. You can add a table. It works just like Word. You can also, if your agenda had a table in, just cut the table out before you run the AI, because the AI will not include your table. Run the AI and then just paste the table back in. All right, and then all you're going to do is click Save Item Text. Right, there you go. So my minute was done and dusted in no time, and now I'm going to go back to the top and I'm going to say back to interactive view. If you're worried, you can just go and make sure that you saved it over there, item text save. All right, so the 2 that I worked on was saved. I just want to check this one. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to say back to interactive view. It will say some has not been saved. Don't worry, it's your browser. It's not AgendaWorx. Okay, now I want to make sure that my fonts are cleaned. This is more relevant in an agenda where you copy and paste stuff from everywhere. And it tells me that there's no weird fonts. My fonts are perfect. And then I'm going to say I want to see my minute. So there is my minute version at the bottom there. You don't have to generate it because remember there's no attachments. And I'm just going to say download my PDF version and then let's see what my minutes look like. All right, so that'll be your branding, your colors. I'm scrolling down. It said the chairperson, welcome to everyone. Here's my apologies. And then approval of the minutes. You can see here's my content that the AI created for me. It's beautiful. The justification has been fixed. You can see the indentation is beautiful. And then here again, you can see I made a slight error there. I put an extra space just before that. And I will now go and fix it. And then there is my closing. Everything is perfect. All right. So all of the editing that you used to do in Word, you don't have to do anymore. And now let's imagine I fixed that one little mistake. And now all I'm going to do, I'm going to send my email. I'm going to publish it first. It's not published, so nobody can see it. If I pick up something and I want to unpublish, I'll literally just click on publish again. Right, publish minutes. And now I'm going to say send email. And here you can see is our addresses. And we will then just follow the rest of the process to send that email. All right. Thank you for watching.